Hello friends, welcome to the channel JIB and CIB Made Simple. This is our unit number 11 theory portion of AVM and the chapter name is Development of Human Resources, and we are going to discuss the following topic. As you can see, introduction, HRD and subsystem, learning and development, attitude development, career path planning, self-development, talent management and succession planning. So let's get started with our first topic, which is our introduction. So friends, have you ever wondered why some company thrive while others struggle? It is not about just profit, product or technology. It's about people. Yes, human resource management or HRM, right? So it has evolved from being just paperwork and hiring to something much bigger. Let's break it down in the simplest term. HRM more than just hiring, right? So friends, back in the day, HR was all about hiring, firing and handling salaries, right? But today business realize that employee are not just worker, they are valuable asset. So let me light the key point. Employees, they are the valuable asset, right? Crucial function. So a motivated team can take a company to a new heights. So question is, why happy employee means successful business? The reason is, think about it. When you love your job, you go to the extra mile, right? Companies have figured out that job satisfaction leads to more commitment, right? So you can see that if the high level of job satisfaction is there, it leads to more commitment, it leads to better performance, it leads to creativity and innovation, and also it helps colleague and going beyond the job role, right? So the magic formula is that satisfaction, it means success, right? Satisfaction, it means success. Company now focus on things that make employee love their job: fair pay, job security, growth opportunity, right, and even fun work environment. This is not just HR policy, it is a proven strategy, right, for business growth. Now the point is adapting to the change, right? So now you know that individual satisfaction plays a very important role. Now how to adapt to the change? So friends, as business grow, they need new system to manage employee efficiently. Old method do not always work, right? So new system have been developed. You can see new system have been developed, traditional one has been modified. So companies keep upgrading their HR practice to stay relevant. So in this series we will explore how HR system evolve and how company make sure that employees stay engaged, productive and happy, right? So the topic is HRD and its subsystem, right? So friends, imagine working in a factory where you are treated like a machine. No appreciation, no recognition, just endless work. Sound terrible, right? Well, this was the reality during the industrial revolution, but things change, and that is exactly what we are going to talk about today. The problem is that the workplace become factory. During the industrial revolution, business focused only on production and profit, right? So two things that were main focus was, one thing was production and the other thing was profit. These were the two main thing focused, right? No one cared about their emotion, needs or dream. So these were not cared upon, right? These were not cared upon. So the result, a dull robotic work environment where employee feel unimportant. The realization is that this realization, people matter. Over the time, companies realize that when employee feel valued, they work harder, right? So when employee feel valued, they work harder, right? So that is when a big shift happened. Business started adopting human focus strategy, right? Business it started adopting human focused. Here you can see I have highlighted, it is starting human focus strategy to make work more engaging and more meaningful. So the change, what were the change which were made? So company introduced way to keep employee happy and productive. So what were the way? So adding varieties and creativity to the job, right? Adding varieties, adding creativity to the job, recognizing employee hard work. You can see you have to recognize the human component, and also in creating a positive work culture, right? Positive work culture, and providing fair salary and growth. So these were the changes which were made. Now why this matter in HRD, right? Why these things matter in HRD? Let's answer this question. So that this shift has led to HRD movement, that is called human resource development movement, right? So this shift, it has led to something called HRD movement. So where company focus not just on hiring but on making employee feel valued and fulfilled, and that is what we are exploring in this series, how HRD plays a role in human business. Now let's talk about human focused workplace strategy, right? Human focused workplace strategy, this is the point. So friends, that imagine working in a company where no one care about how you feel, your job is boring, your effort goes unnoticed, and you are just another cog in the machine. Would you want to stay? Probably not. That is why company today are shifting toward a human focused approach, that human centered approach. We also call it human centered approach. The reason you know it very well, right? Let's break it down in simple term. So from machine to people, the big shift, right? A long time ago, company only cared about output. That means work fast and work fast, work hard, no question asked. But they soon realized that motivated employee means better result, right? If the employee are motivated, it simply means that result is better. That is when they start focusing on what really matter, which we call people, right? So how company keep employee happy? That is very important. How they keep employee happy? So business now use human centric approach. So here you can see approach to human centric strategies. So now they use human centric approach, right? So strategies to make work meaningful and engaging. Here is how. First of all, they understand the employee feeling, right? They understanding the emotional and psychological needs. So company now recognize that emotions matter. A happy, stress free employee work better. Then also they make the job interesting. Means what? How? Imagine doing the same boring task daily. Sound frustrating. Company now modify job role to include variety and challenges. Now both these factor work together, both aspect, right? So think about it. If a company understand employee feelings but give them dull work, they won't be happy. If the work is interesting but employee feel unappreciated, motivation stop. So both emotional recognition and job improvement must go hand in hand. You see, both aspect, emotional recognition and job improvement, it must go hand in hand for the best result. For example, if a company understand employee feeling, yes, emotional recognition is there, but give them dull work, they did not change the job content, it will feel boring. And also if the second thing happen, like suppose work is interesting but employee feel unappreciated, motivation drop. So both emotional recognition and job content, job modification, it so go hand in hand. Why this matter? Because when employee feel valued, they work harder, stay loyal, and help the company grow. And guess what? A successful company can give better salary, promotion, and growth opportunity. A win-win for everyone. So what is more important for you? Tell me, your interesting job or a high salary? Comment below, and if you really find this explanation useful, please hit the like button. Now let's talk about the organization system and structure. So friends, what is the meaning of this organization system? Ever wondered how big company like TCS, Infosys, or even your own bank runs so smoothly? It's not magic, it's system and structure, right? So this is the key point. It is system and structure, because of which it runs so smoothly, right? Without proper organization, business would be like a mess. So let's break it down in the simple terms. So friends, how do companies stay organized? That is the question. Every business, whether a bank, retail store, or a factory, needs system to manage different functions. Like what are the different functions it perform? So the first thing is production, right? So means making product. Finance, which means making money and budget. Sales means selling products to customer. Control, ensuring that everything runs smoothly, right? These are the key functions that is performed. So you can see written here, production, finance, sales, and control, right? So this system ensures that work happen efficiently and without confusion. Now the question is, what is the meaning of this so-called performance management? What is the meaning of performance management? That now having a system is great, but how do you measure success? That is where performance management comes into picture. Think of it like a cricket team, right? So you don't just play, you track a score, improve a skill, reward the best player. So company do the same. They set clear goal, right? They set clear mission, they set clear goal. First thing they do, that means employee need to know what is expected. Performance based reward system, which means it means it works well, get incentive. If you work perfectly well, you will get incentive. Then you have regular review is done, which means manager check if the employee are on track. Then training and development are given, which means help employee grow and improve. And finally MBO, which means management by objective. So align company goal with employee performance. Why this important? Because imagine a company with no goal, no reward, no performance check. Employee would not know what to do, and work would be disaster. So performance management ensure that both employee and the company grew together, right? So what do you think is the best way to motivate employee? High salary or career growth? Comment below. Now let's talk about the enhancing employee engagement and organization success. This is our next point of discussion. So friends, why do some company have happy, motivated employee while others struggle with high turnover and low performance? The secret lies in employee engagement, and how will a company manage its people? So how to keep employee engaged? This is the first question, and we will answer it, right? That think of a cricket team. If player don't feel valued, don't feel motivated, their performance suffer. The same happen in company. To boost engagement, organization focus on two major things. First of all, they understand employee emotion and needs. which means just like we all need appreciation and respect, employee want to feel valued in their workplace. Second thing, changing job content. I think we have discussed it, right? Making work interesting. So I think this is just, we have just not discussed productivity, better work culture, and satisfying business goal. I think this is just repetition of the concept, no need to read it again. Yes, ensuring employee competence and performance. Let's talk about it. So friends, you know that imagine you own a restaurant and you hire a chef. Would you let them cook without checking their skill first? No, right? Because competency matter. Because you have hired a chef, so first of all you should check their skill, right? Whether he is good at the work or not. That is called competency, right? The same applies to the company. They must ensure that employee have the right skill, right knowledge to perform well. Let's break it down. How do company ensure that employee competence? How this competency is ensured? First thing is that assessing knowledge and the skill. This is the first thing that they do. That means before hiring someone or assigning a task, right? Companies check their ability through test, interview, or experience evaluation. Text interview or experience evaluation. This is how they do it. Just like a cricket team picks player based on their past performance, right? So first thing they do is to keeping up with the technology changes rapidly, right? Companies have two options, either to hire new employee, recruit new employee, right? So with the latest skill, expensive but quick, and to train the existing employee, right? Train the existing employee to upgrade their skill, cost effective but takes time. This is the first technique, that adapting to the technological change. Two way I have told you. The second is the job shifting. And training. If someone has not performed well in one role, is not performing well in one role, they can be moved to better suited job or trained for new one. Think of it like switching a player position in a football team to maximize performance. And then we have something called competency assessment, right? There is something called competency assessment. So this is the point. What is competency assessment? Means not every job is easy. Some role require specialized skill, right? Some role they require some specialized skill. So company assess employees to ensure that they have what it takes before assigning critical responsibility. And then that is called competency assessment. Means employees should have those things before giving them the job. And then we have performance or potential appraisal, which means regular feedback, evaluation, training. They help employee improve. A good example, a teacher giving a student test to identify the weak areas and then offering extra class to help them improve. That is how. So key takeaway from this discussion is that company have two choice: train existing employee or to hire a new one. But hiring fresh talents is usually more expensive than upgrading the current employee. That is why most business invest in training and development to build a skilled workforce. So what do you think is better, hiring new talent or training the existing employee? Drop your thought in the comment section below. Now let's talk about the evolution of this human HRD. How did it evolve? That is the point which we are going to discuss now. So friends, that think about how mobile phone have changed over the year, from bulky device with button to sleek smartphone packed with feature. The same transformation has happened in HRD. Let's explore how HRD evolved from 1970s to the 21st century. So first of all, let's go back to the 1970s 1980 right era. So that back in 1970 and 1980, HRD was not just about training employee. Worker wanted more control, choosing which market to serve. So workers sought more control, great autonomy, right? Choosing which market to serve, selecting supervisor, and even planning their own work. Right, this was the case then. So this shift forced manager to change their leadership style and learn new skill. Right, so this forced the manager to change their leadership style. Right, so this is called participative leadership. Right, this is called something called participative leadership, which means what? That encouraging employee to be part of the decision making. Conflict resolution, which means handling disagreement effectively. Better communication, interpersonal communication, which means a strong interpersonal communication becomes a skill. Imagine factory worker demanding to have a say in which products should be made. It was a big change, and companies has to adapt or struggle to think they have. In 1970, 1980 it happened. Now talk about the HRD in 1990. So it being a massive wave of computerization. So you can see written here that in 1990 computerization evolved. So business embraced technology to increase efficiency, right, and to cut the cost. Two things are there: efficiency increment and cost cutting. So but here is the catch: senior employees struggle to adapt. So those who were senior, they struggle with the new skill. So many felt powerless when computer took over manual tasks. Right, and that companies started outsourcing job to save money. So this outsourcing get started, right? The company started outsourcing job to save money. Employee had to learn computer or risk being left behind. right? Employee had to learn computer. So it was like switching from handwritten letter to email overnight, right? So earlier, it was just like handwritten letter, and now in the evening what happened overnight, the email comes into picture. So those who learned quickly thrived while other felt lost. Now HRD in 2000 to 2010, you see this how this shifting happened. So the early 2000s bring LPG. You know what LPG? Liberalization, privatization and globalization. So LPG, so leading to fights, competition, intense competition was there, right? So business now focused on customer service, which because unhappy customer could easily switch to competitor. Now business now introduced something called custom product. What is custom product? Or we can call it personalized product, like giving customer exactly what they wanted. Data analytics, right? Data analytics comes into picture. So companies started using data to make better decision. So let me give you some example. For example, take example of bank. So bank began using analytical tool, right? Bank adopted something called analytical tool, right? So to assess the loan application and predict market trend. So the game had changed. Those who use technology smartly stay ahead, right? So this is about the shift in the 2000 to 2010. Now the final takeaway is that HRD evolved with the time, just like technology, from giving worker more power in 70s to embracing computer in the 90s and focusing on customer experience in the 2000s. So business had to keep up or fall behind, that's all. So what do you think is the next big change in HRD? Now let's talk about the challenge and adaptation of the Indian bank. So from the bank's perspective, so friends, imagine you are running a 100-year-old shop and suddenly a brand new mall open right next to you with modern technology, better service and faster delivery. How would you survive? This is exactly what happened with the Indian bank, right? The battle of the bank. What was the battle of the bank? For decades Indian public sector and old private sector bank they ruled the market. But then new private sector bank and foreign bank entered, bringing advanced technology, right? Bringing in advanced technology, which means faster banking with computer and mobile app. Also they bring something better customer service. They also offer better customer service, and they also offer global standards. So basically suddenly Indian bank realized that they had stiff competition. Company now expected digital service, faster loan and better convenience, right? Companies expected all these things. So legacy issue. So here was one issue. Let's talk about it. This is called the legacy issue. What does it mean? That older bank had been around for over a century, and that means dealing with outdated technology, right? So the dealing with outdated technology means manual process, slow service, rigid structure, too many rules, slow decision making, aging workforce. Many employees were unfamiliar with new age banking. So these issues made it difficult for traditional bank to change quickly. So grappling with numerous legacy issues was there, and they needed serious makeover to survive the competition. And now adoption of the best banking practices. This third point you can see. So to stay in the game, Indian bank had to learn from the competition. So they started implementing modern technology. So they started implementing modern technology means automated banking, digital payment. They should have started following the global standards, which means that foreign bank brought new models which the other bank has to follow, and adopting customer centric approach. This was the key point. Let me highlight it. Customer centric approach, we call it customer centric approach. So these three things, that is called best practice. It was like giving an old car a new brand engine, modernizing without losing trust. That is the point. Now there are some measures taken to counter competition. So how did Indian bank fight? So to counter the competition, right, Indian bank made some bold move. The first move was this was called technology upgrade, CBS, core banking solution. So core banking solution for seamless transaction. Then and also following BPR, business process reengineering. Then the second point is VRS, voluntary retirement scheme. So encouraging older employee to retire early and hiring tech savvy professional. Then employee training of staffs and hiring experts. So which means upskilling staff and lateral hiring. These are the steps that they take. And also diversification and digital banking. The marketing and branding. One more thing I want to emphasize on, that emphasis on marketing and branding, which means better advertising, better customer relationship management. And then we have diversification. You see this term diversification and digital banking. So what it means? It means that expanding service, online banking, mobile app, and then we have some back office. So back office, what is the meaning of back office? So back office and BPO service. So these kind of services. So outsourcing to increase efficiency. So these strategy help Indian bank evolve from traditional to tech driven institution. So Indian bank has two choices, adapt or perish. Two choices I tell you, either to adapt or to perish. right? Either to adapt or to perish. So by embracing technology, improving customer service, and modernizing their system, they fought off competition and became a stronger player in the global market. So do you think that digital banking will replace physical bank branch in the future? Now let's talk about the next point, which is regarding the productivity and performance. So let's talk about it now. So what is the meaning of productivity and performance? So friends, you know that imagine you own a football team, but your players are slow, your strategies are outdated, and the competition is fierce, intense competition is there. Would you still win match? Of course not. Just like team need the best player and tactics, bank also need top performer, right? Similarly, bank also need top performance to survive. Let's break it down in the simple terms. So the best equation, you know, is that productivity is the real performance test. So this productivity which I are talking about, this is the ultimate test of performance, real performance test. So in banking, you know, productivity is the ultimate test of success. If a bank takes too long to process loan, it has too many unnecessary steps, or make customer wait, it loses business. That's the point. If a bank has, obviously if a bank take too much time to process a loan, it will obviously lose business. To fix this, Indian bank hired international expert, right? What it does, international expert, international consulting agency, international expert were hired by the bank, right? Just like how company bring in consultant to improve performance, also they restructured their operation, right? They restructured their operation, which means removing extra step and making banking faster and smoother. They adopted the global presence, which means learning from top bank worldwide. Simply put, bank has to become match fit to stay competitive. The next thing is human resource upgrade. So it means training the player. Think about it. If your football team does not train, right, will they even win? Will they ever win? No. So bank realized that their employee needed new skill, right? So this was what bank realized, that their employee, they needed the new skill, right? So they introduced new HR policy. Why they introduced new HR policy? To align staff with the modern changes, modern banking practice. So moving from manual to digital banking. So this is what we called moving from manual to digital banking, right? And train employee on new skill. So they should train employee on new skill, which means customer service, tech uses, digital banking, and ensure that there is a smooth transition, which means making sure no one was left behind in this transformation. So you know, bank did not just upgrade their technology, they upgrade their people also. And then you know, there was something called merger and consolidation. This was another thing that was done. Now imagine your football team is not performing well and you merge with another team to become stronger. Sounds smart, right? That is exactly what Narsimhan committee recommended for bank. You know Narsimhan committee, so it recommended that some bank were too weak to survive alone, right? Some bank were too weak to survive alone. Let me highlight it, too weak to survive alone, right? So instead of letting them fail, they were merged with a stronger bank. The idea was to create big powerful Indian bank that could compete on a global level. This way weak bank did not collapse, customer money stay saved, and India's banking system became stronger. So to compete in the modern world, bank have to improve productivity, upgrade their employee, and merge to become stronger. So these moves help India create big competitive bank that can stand on the global stage, right? So now let's talk about the recent bank consolidation and strategic HRM. Very important part we are going to discuss now. So bank merger, this question was asked in the December examination. So so hear it carefully, that you know, imagine running a business where you have 10 different stores, each with its own set of rule, management, expense. Would not it be smart to merge some of them to reduce cost and operate efficiently? Well, this is exactly what happened in the Indian banking sector. Let's simplify this for you. So the question is, the first question is why. Let me ask you a question first. Why? Just wait a minute. So the question, you know, it is simple, that why did bank merge? Why merge? Let's answer it. In the recent year, Indian government decided to merge weaker bank with a stronger one. Why? Because you know, too many weak bank, too many small bank means higher cost and inefficiency. So merging bank means stronger financial backbone and global competitiveness. So customer get better service and security for their deposit. Just like how company merged to become more powerful, bank also joined forces to stay strong in the competitive market. So let's break down the biggest bank merger that reshaped Indian banking. You know, there used to be 5 associate bank merged into a State Bank of India, right, making SBI even more dominant. Then you know, in 2019, 10 public sector banks were merged into 4 large banks, right? Like you can see, let me write down: PNB plus OBC plus UBI, United. OBC means Oriental Bank of Commerce, and UBI means it is a United Bank of India. So this become bigger, stronger PNB, right? Then you have Union Bank of India. ठीक है, Union Bank of India, UI, let me write it. Okay, and then we have Andhra Bank, then we have Corporation Bank. These three bank merged to Union Bank, right? Then we have Indian Bank plus Allahabad Bank, this become Indian Bank. And then lastly we have Canara Bank plus Syndicate Bank, this become Canara Bank, larger Canara Bank. So these were the four merger, and you should know it very well. This question was asked, right? So the goal is that a stronger, more efficient bank with better customer service. So how do this merger help? Let's talk about it. So merger happened in 2019. So how did this merger help? So impact. Think of it like this. So if you combine two small shops into one big supermarket, you save cost. So the first thing is that cost saving is there. How cost saving is there? So that less staff, fewer branches. Then improve efficiency, means better use of resource, making it easier for customer, one stop banking solution. Similarly, these bank merged help reduce operational expense. You see, operational expense get reduced, improve service get improved, and enhance India global banking presence. So now let's shift our focus to our strategic HRM. Now let's talk about SHRM. So but merging bank is not enough. Employee also need to adapt it, right? This is where a strategic HRM, which we call a strategic human resource management, plays a key role, right? So bank need leaders and employee with global mindset. So here the key point, global mindset. So what bank need? Bank need employee, bank need leaders with global mindset. Training in both technology and interpersonal skill is a must. So here let me highlight it. So training in technology training is a must, and interpersonal skill, this is must, right? Best HR practice are adopted to keep employee motivated. So global practice adoption, technology based training, based HR practice are adopted. And even line manager, what is line manager? Branch manager are called line manager. Even line manager are actively involved in the HR decision. So in simple word, HRM is not just about hiring and firing anymore, it's about preparing employee for the future. So bank merger, strategic HRM have completely transformed India's banking sector. A stronger bank plus a skilled employee is equal to a powerful banking system. That's it. Now let's talk about HRD, right? Human resource development. In today's context, let's talk about it. So here you have it. Here you can see HRD. So friends, imagine you are a cricket player. You have the talent, but without training, coaching, practice, can you perform at your best? Obviously no, right? The same apply to employee in a company. Just like how a cricket coach help player improve their game, learn new skill, stay motivated. Similarly, human resource development help employee grow, learn, and perform better in their job. So this is the example I have given you to make you understand what is HRD all about. So what is HRD? HRD is all about helping employee, right? It is all about helping employee. Let me write down, helping employee develop the skill they need for both their current and future role. Two things I am telling about, right? Current and future role, this is the key point. So basically it help employee develop the skill they need. What skill the employee need for their current and future role? Think of it like gym for your career. You can think of this like a gym for your career. You go there to build a skill, you go there to build a strength. So a strength, in this case you can take a skill. You go to gym to build a skill. HRD gives you a skill, right? Stay fit means you have updated the knowledge, and improve endurance means long-term growth. So what does HRD do? You see that it acquire or sharpen capability. So the first point is acquire or sharpen capability, which means just like a doctor need to stay updated on the new treatment, employee need to constantly upgrade their skill, and HRD ensure that employee learn new technology, improve their existing skill, prepare for higher responsibility. Second point is that develop general capability, which means it's not just about the job. HRD also help in personal growth. So here it is personal growth, right? So just like boosting confidence, improving leadership, and enhancing decision making skill. For example, a bank employee may start as a teller but grow into a manager with the right training. Then we have build organization culture. You see, so it means that imagine a cricket team where players don't support each other. Will they ever win? No. A strong team culture is needed for success. So similarly, HRD builds good relationship between manager and employee, subordinate and supervisor. Then team worker and collaboration. Then it develop competency. This is another advantage of HRD, that it develop competency, which means HRD focus on 4 key area of employee development. What are the 4 key area? This question may be asked, that what are the 4 key area of the employee development. The first area, let me highlight it. So the first area is is technical skill, right? Technical skill, which means learning new banking tools, software, process. Managerial skill, which means decision making, leadership, planning. Behavioral skill, which means communication, adaptability, teamwork, and human relation domain. That means building trust, handling conflict, and motivating the team. So what is the ultimate goal of HRD? The ultimate aim, is the end goal is simple: create a workforce when an employee continuously learn, grow, and contribute to the organization success, right? So now let's talk about the key HRD system and their linkage. So here we are it. What are the key HRD system and their linkage? Let's talk about it. So friends, that ever wondered how top company ensure that their employees stay skilled, motivated, and ready for future challenge? It's not magic, right? It's strong HRD system that keep everything in place. Just like a car need a good engine, fuel system, regular servicing to run smoothly, and organization need HRD system to grow and perform well. So the first question is, why is HRD important? So let me ask you the question: why is HRD important? Let's answer it. HRD is like the backbone of an organization. It helps different departments collaborate and work together. So collaboration among unit, different department can collaborate. It ensures that organization stay healthy, right? Organization health, and constantly improving. It build future leader by identifying and training the top talent. So let's talk about the key HRD system. How do they work? So the first thing, imagine you are a cricketer. You don't stop practicing after one match, right? You keep training to improve. Similarly, in banking, employee must keep learning to stay updated with new regulation, technology, and market trend. So here is the first thing is that learning and development. This is what we are talking about. I'm talking about learning and development. Second is the performance appraisal, which means ever had a teacher who gave you feedback on you how to improve? In the same way, companies review employee performance, give feedback, and guide them for better growth. Then we have potential appraisal, career planning, and counseling, which means not every player in the cricket team is a captain, but some have leadership potential, right? So HRD identify employee who can be future manager, who can be future leader, and help them develop leadership skill. Then HRD help in organization development. A well-functioning organization is like a well-oiled machine. Everything work efficiently. Similarly, HRD help remove inefficiency, improve work culture, and ensure smooth operation. And then very important point here we are HRIS. What is HRIS? This question is asked. So this is called Human Relation Information System. We also call it HRIS. Think of HRIS as a digital dashboard for HR. So this is nothing but this is like digital dashboard. This is like digital dashboard for HR, right? It keeps tracks of employee record, promotion, appraisal, training need, ensuring efficient HR management. And then finally we have talent management and succession planning. So ever seen how cricket team groom future captain? Similarly, company identify and train future leader to ensure business continuity. So how do this system work together? So HRD system are interconnected. So just like a cricket team needs batting, bowling, fielding to work together, HRD system ensure that employee have the right skill, jobs are allocated to the right people, and performance is regularly reviewed and improved. So to create a workplace, the ultimate goal is to create a workplace that grow, perform, and contribute to the organization success. A company with a strong HRD system means a strong future leader ready organization, right? So this was the part 1 lecture. I think I have given you sufficient insight. So till now what we have covered, just let me tell you that we have seen the HRD and its subsystem, right? And in the next lecture, these 3 points which we have discussed, in the next lecture we will start with learning and development, attitude and development. These 3 topics we will cover. So that's all for today. If you want such kind of videos, English video for each and every subject of CAIIB, you can WhatsApp me on this particular number. Thank you.